Let's talk about how to create that character. There's a few steps that you want to take. And in these steps, you're going from understanding what it is that you're trying to bring to the table to what should the character be like and what should it do and what are the traits of the character. Your first step is to write down the message that you want to get across. What is it that you're trying to explain? There's a lot of stories out there, but the story has to make sense in relation to the message that you're trying to get across to your audience. If we go back to my grandmother's story, the message that I wanted to get across is that if you really make an effort, you can actually build trust with those that you're trying to reach. You can sell almost anything to anyone that you have trust with. But you need to really dive into the topics of your potential audience first. So what I do is I would write down that specific message. My message is to make sure that the audience understands that ... In this case, understand that you need to make an effort to really win trust with those you're trying to target. The next step is to go into the character's mind. You want to write down what the goals of the character are. What is the character trying to accomplish in this story? Are they trying to be a better person? Are they trying to win over somebody when it's a love story? Or are they trying to get new clients when it's, for example, a business case story? In the case of my grandmother, the goals of my grandmother were to get a good relationship with her grandchildren. That's the main goal that she had. And she was going to do that through understanding what I and my siblings and my cousins would do and would like. But take your time to write down 1 or 2 or maybe 3 goals of your character. Don't write down too many goals, because if it's too many goals, it gets confusing. So the main goal and maybe a sub-goal should be written down. In the third step, you're going to choose whether or not your character is a real person. In the story of my grandmother, I took my grandmother as the character. That means it was a real person. I could do this because I knew that people would relate to a grandmother in general. People understand that. In some cases, you can make up a character, somebody that doesn't exist, or maybe even is a character of a cartoon or any other story. The 3 piglets, they don't really exist, but they were an analogy for what they're trying to get across in their message. You don't necessarily have to have a real person as your character. You can make a character up, as long as it has the right traits and as long as people can relate to it. But you have to make a choice. Is it going to be a real person or is it going to be somebody that we made up?